to take a couple minutes just to show you how to use a stamp platform. Sometimes we want to make duplicates of things, or our hands are tired, or it's just an easier way to stamp than using blocks. I will show you how to do it, and just getting one tool first. I forgot my little rolling tool here. Well, I'm going to do it without the rolling tool because it's hiding. Okay. This is a full-size stamp platform. You do not need a full-size stamp platform. This is a Tim Holtz. They became a little hard to find after a while, so it doesn't matter what kind or what brand you have. I'm just putting some magnets down to hold my paper. You could put a foam under this if you want a clear image. That really helps when you want letters. So let's start that again. Now remember, the magnets are really strong, so you might want to keep the magnets separate. And I also put washi tape or something similar to make them easy to come apart. So I think I'm going to try starting with a letter one. And it just says, "Craftiness is happiness." Nice, easy title. I'm putting it directly on the card. I place it with the letters upright, and then I close my cover. When I lift up my cover, paper sometimes moves, but as you can see, I put it in the corner originally, so you know it'll have the right placement by where the corner is. And now you're going to take some ink. I'm just going to use a pretty peacock color. I think they have a new Harbor color, very similar. And I'm just going to rub it over my stamp. Then I'm going to close my cover and press gently. Now with the rolling tool, I use air hockey, and I think I might have brought it in the other room. You just rub it a little bit and lift up. Now I see a little bit of white there. You can either blow, or whoops, sorry for bumping the camera there. You can either huff and puff on that, or if this is in the corner, you could just go right back directly over. I'm pushing on the T because that's what didn't show. And because the paper didn't move, your inking goes back in the same position. That T is still having a little trouble showing. So, whoop, wrong side. That might help. So I'm putting a little more ink on there. And I see some ink on my plastic, but that shouldn't come off because we're not pressing hard. If you want to, take a chamois. Let me bring out my chamois here. If you take a chamois wipe or baby wipe off the extra. I'm just pushing by the T to get that on. Now what's nice about it is it's very sharp now, and it does not move. And if it does move, you can just put it back in the corner. So you always start in the upper corner. I'm going to take that off. Let's add another stamp. Put that back on my, I think I want a typewriter. I think I want the typewriter in the same color. Now this has been used with permanent ink, and because of that, it is very dark, but it will always work. Your dark stamps are just your well-loved stamps. So I'm going to put the typewriter in the corner, and I'm still going to use the peacock on this. So I just rub my typewriter, tap, 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 press down. So you don't have to use your fingers. You can press with your hand, or you can use a tool to do it. Now, it's a little bit of lightness there, but I actually like that. So I like the typewriter, so now I'll just wipe off my typewriter, put it back on my carrier sheet, and let's try one more. And this isn't words for a typewriter, but I'm going to make it look a little bit like words for a typewriter. And I'm going to use a sorbet color, so it has fall colors on it. Stick it on, open it up, make sure this is in the corner. If the stamps are really sticky, sometimes it moves a little. So now I'm taking some sorbet color, rubbing on my letters, and pressing down. Now this is a lighter color, so sometimes I might want to, well, it came out nice and crisp. I don't think I have to do anything to it. So there we go. Once you have that done, just take your magnets off. You could add other things to this little card. You could add a border, you could add colors. Since I'm using fall colors, you could add strips. But you're actually, the easiest way is to put your stamping on white and then add it to a colored card. Now, what if you have a bigger piece of paper? I'm not going to use a foam this time. I'm just going to put an 8.5 by 11 piece down. Now, I did put my stamps together here, or my magnets together. And this is one of the reasons I put washi tape or something on my magnets. They're very strong and they're a little bit hard to get apart. So I'm putting the magnets here. And I think I'll go with a large stamp. Let's do this grateful stamp. This could be used on a scrapbook page. I'm not going to use the foam. This is a new stamp for me, so I'm just going to rub it on my skin and get the pores filled in a little bit with my dander here. And I think I'm going to use So Very Grateful. So I'm going to just put these words where I want them on the paper. If I was going to use this on a photo journal, an art journal, I would use a solvent, but I think I'm just going to use, just going to use regular ink and make it for a scrapbook layout. So I have it where I want it on my paper. I made it so I'd have room for a photo in my smaller journal, or I can cut it out, push it down here, and now let's use 2 different colors this time. My desk is a little cluttered. So I want the peacock on all of the grateful. And if there's enough space between them, I'll make sure I get the F on the grateful there. There we go. First time using the stamp, so I don't want any air bubbles. And then I want, So Very, I want to be with the orange. What is it called? Sorbet. Okay. Now remember, if you don't push hard, the extra ink that comes off there shouldn't show. If but just in case, I'll wipe it off. So I just lay it down and push down. And I'm sorry I don't have my rubbing tool, but your closed fist works fine. So let's see how that looks. Oh, I didn't have the foam, and look, it doesn't show very well. So let's try again. This is one of those tools, woodwork. And I'm not directly over it, so it's a little hard to stamp. But because it hasn't moved, there. Now the sew isn't showing. So let's try that. So very. That's still not showing, so I'm going to add more ink. I think because the grateful is good, I'm going to take that off. Now, I haven't used this tool for a while, so I'm a little out of shape. But you'll find with practice, it gets better. But with it doesn't go out of place, so it's pretty easy to use. Okay, this is a lighter color. The grateful. There we go. Let's try that. Seems like I'm having a little trouble with the magnet being there, so I'm going to put the magnet up here. That's much better. Not perfect, but that'll give you an idea. Now, the edge of my stamp had a line, so I think I might actually extend that line. So, I'll try one more time. Not sure if the stamp has a line or it's just my messiness. And this time, I'm going to stick a little foam under there. Haven't moved the position. There is a line under there. Okay, so now we have So Very Grateful. I still don't like the line. So I'm not sure what this is teaching. Maybe how to fix mistakes. And that's the joy, that it'll always be in the right place as long as it stays in that upper corner. There, now I like it better. So we have So Very Grateful. And that is how you use, or at least try to use, a stamp platform. When I get to use a layered stamp, I will make another video and show you how to do that. Have fun playing with yours.